Hello my fellow weirdos, it's me Marie McWilliams. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video I'm going to talk to you guys about how you can utilize the insights in your Instagram in order to grow. Just to kind of give you guys a little bit of a background in case you don't follow me on Instagram or you've never seen my other videos about it. My name on Instagram is Bookish Marie and my channel, funny enough, is primarily horror and book related. So it is a bookstagram, but I do throw in a bit of everything. There's a bit of fashion and things in there, but primarily that's sort of my jam. It's a gothic witchy paradise. Check me out if that's your jam. But anyway, I am currently nearly at about 14,500 followers, and that's after just over 3 years now. So I do feel like I'm in a position where I am kind of qualified to pass on my kind of advice and guidance about this. I'm regularly being paid for campaigns now. I'm regularly being sent advanced reader copies, review copies, things like that, sort of, you know, whatever kind of box you think you need to kind of tick. I'm sort of ticking it at the minute. So what I'm trying to say is I'm not, you know, James Charles huge, but I've got enough followers that I kind of know what I'm doing. So you can kind of trust that I'm giving you some solid advice. Anyway, that's me. That's my background. So I thought the best way to do this would be to go through the insights as you come across them in your insight section. But before we can even do that, there's something you need to do. You need to switch from a personal Instagram account to a business Instagram account. I know that puts some people off. They think it's for people who are selling something, but in a way you kind of are. You're sort of trying to sell yourself. The business insights are invaluable for growth. I talked about it in my last video, my main how to grow your bookstagram video, which I will link down below. That's done really well, over 3,000 views so far. And I do briefly touch on this, but these insights will help you grow. So I kind of understand people's trepidation, but it's really, there's no harm in doing it. You can very easily switch back to personal again if it's not for you or if you don't notice the growth that you're wanting. So give it a try. You might find you like it. I personally find it invaluable. So once you've switched to your business account, when you go to your insights, you will see that there are 3 main categories. We have content, activity, and audience. Each of these covers a different aspect of your page and provides various different insights within that section that may be beneficial to you. And I'm going to sort of talk about each one and let you know how I personally utilize them in order to increase growth and engagement and exposure. So first up, content. Content is broken down into posts and stories. And by looking at this, initially it will show you your recent posts and stories that have done the best, that have got the best views, the best likes, the most comments. But if you go to see all, you will be able to have a look back through your entire history and see what your most popular posts ever were. Now, the way to utilize this is obvious. If you go into see all and have a look at your posts, you will see which one does the best is right here, and that is a post of my shelves behind me here with 24,512 views, and it goes down from there. You'll be able to see very quickly the kind of posts that work for you, which posts are getting the best engagement, which posts are getting the most views, the most likes. You can then change, morph, adapt what you're posting and experiment to see what it is about that particular post. Is it what you included? Is it the hashtags that you used? Was it the style of the picture? Was it the time that you posted it? Have a look and see what your most popular posts essentially have in common, and then duplicate that. I am not saying by any stretch of the imagination that you should have the same picture over and over and over again. I hate that. I hate when I come across people's accounts and it's just selfie, 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 selfie. Or just, you know, book on a white background, book on a white background, book on a white background. It's boring. You know, if I want to just see the book cover, I can go Google it. That isn't the point of Bookstagram. The point of Bookstagram is that we're engaging, we're discussing, we are showing off. And to do that, you need to take a proper picture, and you need to see what your audience wants. Now, my page, if you go back, you will see that my content has always been kind of vintage, kind of sepia toned. You know, I've never been a brightly colored account because that isn't me. That's not my personality. I don't own multicolored things. Everything I own is black. So that was always going to be my kind of bag, but you will be able to quickly see with a scroll, if you just go right back to the beginning and then to more recent posts, you'll be able to see that I have evolved and grown and become darker, more gothic and more horror focused, because I learned using those insights early on that that was what my audience wanted. That was what they came to me for. My gothic style and my love of horror naturally kind of worked together, and that's what people wanted. So that is what my channel has slowly grown and morphed into. It's really easy to do. Stories, I don't find it quite as useful as with them as with the posts, but you know, you'll be able to sort of gauge which ones people kind of tended to like. But with my stories, I tend to see the same amount of views and engagement with every single one of them, to be honest. So not as useful with those. And what I will say, as I said in my video, use your stories, people. These are very underused, and I see a lot of channels who don't post anything on their stories, or they literally just post, say, new posts or something like that. Use your stories. Post everything that you can think of. If you see a funny looking cloud, take a picture, post it. You have a nice meal, take a picture, post it. Think you look particularly good in that bathroom mirror, take a selfie, post it. Put it all in there. Whatever, anything, everything, memes, jokes. Just use your stories, trust me. So then we have activity. So activity is delving into the accounts that you've reached, the interactions that you've had. These numbers are particularly useful in gauging which days and times kind of are best suited to you posting. So at discovery, it will tell you how many accounts you've reached in the past week and how many impressions you've got in the past week. And that will give you a good idea of how well you're getting your content out there. It also, and this is the part that I find most useful, breaks down which days of the week you had the highest level of reach and impressions. So I can see right here from my one that Thursday was a particularly good day for me. And it's very easy for me to go back and look at Thursday's post and say, oh, okay, that one did particularly well. That one had, because you can see the spike, noticeable spike there. It went from 5.2k on Wednesday to 8.3k on Thursday. So I can then look at the difference. What was the difference between Wednesday and Thursday's posts? Did I post at a slightly different time? Was there a difference in hashtags, a difference in the photo content itself? What was it about Thursday that went down particularly well? And I can utilize that then to alter and evolve my images and my content to meet demand, essentially. It also breaks down interactions. Again, this is an incredibly useful tool. So it tells you how many profile visits you've had, which would be the main aim for myself. I want profile visits. Then we've got website clicks, and then we have emails, how many people have sent you emails. So this is essentially how many physical actual interactions you've had rather than how many people have seen your content. And again, it breaks it down into a daily thing. So I can see that I've actually had the most interaction on Saturday. So whilst Thursday I had the most impressions and reach, Saturday was the day that I got the most actual engagement. Thursday still did pretty good, to be fair. So again, these figures, particularly when combined, can give you a really great idea about what content is working and what content isn't. Use these. Finally, your audience. This is the one that you're going to obsess over the most because I do it too. You're going to regularly go on and check, how many followers do I have? How many followers do I have? And you're going to watch that little graph, because there's a little graph, and you're going to see it going up and going down and going up and going down, because it isn't easy. It's frustrating. People are going to follow you, and then people are going to unfollow you. And just when you think you've made a break, oh, I've just made it to, 500, 1,000, whatever, 10 people will unfollow you. It's just the way that it goes. Don't take it personally. Yes, it can get very frustrating, But hang on in there, okay? Because as long as you are being authentic, as long as you are being passionate, and as long as you're creating quality images and captions and engaging yourself in the community, you will grow. It may be one step forward, two steps back sometimes, but you will grow. I use this because it gives me an idea of what particular posts, what particular days of the week I see the most growth. And I know then, for example, if you're posting something that's, say, a giveaway or a promotional post, something that you want to get a particularly high amount of engagement, you can utilize this in conjunction with the other insights, and you know what day of the week and what time to post. That's very important because those things make all the difference. This audience section is also great for that because it not only does it give you the location of the audience you have, it also gives you a breakdown in how many of your followers saw you at what time in the day. So I, for example, when I look at locations, I have two main locations for some reason, London and New York. And when I go into countries, I can see the vast majority of my followers are from the United States and the United Kingdom. Now that is going to have a big impact on when I post. If I post at a time that's the wee small hours in one country and super early in the other, it's not going to be good for me. So I personally tend to find that around 8 p.m. in the evening, 7 p.m, 8 p.m. is when I get the most engagement and interaction, because at that time it's evening time here in the UK and it's kind of like morning or afternoon time in the US, and I'm hitting both of my demographic audiences all in one go. I also can see that the vast majority of my followers are women. I've got 82% women to 18% men. So again, I can kind of target and tailor what I'm doing. There are things that women aren't going to be particularly interested in. There's no point in posting it because that is my audience. You have to keep your audience in mind, people. Mine are mostly women. Mine are mostly my age. Maybe I shouldn't say that. But I can see who they are in statistical form, and I can use that to tailor my content. And again, as I said, you've got a breakdown of the times when you get the most engagement, which will also be invaluable to you because of the time and the day that you post is very important. You really should try to be consistent with this. If you're getting the best engagement at 8 p.m. or 6 p.m. or 4 p.m. or whatever, or if you're getting the best engagement at 1 a.m. in the morning, try to consistently post around that time so that your followers know when to expect new content from you, and so you're consistently getting a good amount, the best amount of engagement from your followers. So that's just a sort of look at the insights and how I personally use them. You'll see that it's mostly about keeping in mind and taking consideration and cognizance of your audience, of their locations. Experimenting is going to be important. You're not always going to get it right. If you have a look at my insights, you'll see that I have posts where there's tens of thousands of impressions and then it goes down to just a few thousand impressions. I'm fluctuating all the time because I'm experimenting all the time. I'm posting to see what works. Some days I want to talk about a book, some days I want to talk about fashion. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. You need to experiment and see what works best for you. It's the only way you're going to learn what is the best times, the best days, the best content for you and your audience. This isn't all about having the most amount of followers, and I want to stress that, okay? It's nice having followers, it's nice having likes, and it's nice having comments, okay? It makes you feel validated. I'm not going to pretend that it doesn't. It's going to make you feel good about yourself, but at the same time, that isn't exactly why you should be doing it. If it's that shallow for you, then there are other issues at work here. And I'm not a licensed therapist and I can't go into that. But it is social media. It is about making connections and friendships. It is about being inspired and inspiring others. And obviously, the more of an audience you have, the more that you're able to do all of those wonderful things. And I love my followers. I love my audience, and I love creating the content for them and getting their feedback, whether it's good or bad. It's a great community. And it's not all about numbers. I want to emphasize that, okay? Say it with me. It's not all about numbers. It's not all about followers. I fall into this trap sometimes too. I watch that little graph go up and down for the number of followers. I sit this close to reaching a new target. and then watch it go down, and then nearly go up again, and then go down, and then go up, and then, oh, it's so frustrating. I get it, I do. But if the numbers was the only reason that I was on there, I don't think I would enjoy it. I wouldn't have fun. The reason that I'm there and the reason I'm still there is because it is so fun. I love taking pictures. I love setting them up. I love photographing them. I love featuring books, reading books, talking about books. I love the friends that I have, the artists that I get to look at, their beautiful pieces of art. I just love it. I really do. I have a serious addiction. I should probably look into that, but that's a different video. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, whilst all these things are important to take into consideration, and whilst growing is never going to be a bad thing, don't hinge your entire self-esteem on it, and don't give up if your channel doesn't grow as quickly as you would like or doesn't become an instant overnight success. That's not how it works for most people. So that's it, guys. That's my advice. If you have any tips or tricks to do with insights or anything like that, leave it in the comments down below. And check my Instagram out. Come say hi. Let me know your channel so I can come say hi to you. Let's engage and be friends. I'll link the other video down below. And if you could subscribe, that would be wonderful. And give me a like, leave a comment, hit the bell button so you get notifications, all that good stuff. And I'll see you again soon. Bye.